What is it that you want to achieve as soon as you have achieved that goal of being a famous person? Ask yourself that. Because a lot of people just enjoy when people recognize them, asking for pictures. And when they get to events, they are treated as VIPs and they receive money for brands that you buy your Gucci's, you buy your beautiful cars, you stay at expensive places. Then we are surprised after years and then you are broke. They say you are in a hospital, we have to donate. That's why some people are saying like vile things, like sad things, like things that can make you cringe because they've seen you chowing that money. Look at soccer players. They drive expensive cars, staying at expensive neighborhoods. And the next thing, he's on the street asking for money. Kanjani. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Barato, welcome back to another episode of Moyake Ote podcast with Mashao Sidibeng. Let me start by thanking our Lord God Almighty for making it possible for us to reach yet another episode. And I believe that by the grace of our Lord God, this platform will grow bigger and it will impact a lot of people's lives across the world. Let me start with a question today. Have you ever just taken your time and sit down and be like, you know what? I'm great at doing this. I'm good at this and that. Have you ever taken time to appreciate yourself? Because I think we spend a lot of times in our lives focusing on the things that we need to achieve, focusing on building ourselves, but we forget to be grateful for the things that we are already good at. Appreciate your winnings, count your blessings. It's very important to identify your strength and strengthen it instead of just focusing on improving your weaknesses. It's great when you take time and focus on the things that you are good at and keep on doing them more and more and more. That thing is a confidence booster. So I just encourage you today to look at yourself, to do self-introspection and identify the things that you are great at, the things that you are good at, and ensure that you maximize your strength, you maximize on the things that you're good at. It's like when you have circle of people in your life, there are people who are for you, and you know that very well. So it's very important to focus on those people more instead of trying to please people who don't care about you, people who are always bringing you down, and you try by all means to please them. No, focus on the people that support you, people that are there for you. And then the rest, the negative people and your weaknesses, you will work on them while you are moving. But you're going to have more strength when you start to appreciate yourself, when you start to accept yourself for who you are, when you start to identify the things that you're great at and keep on doing them the best. So what are we talking about today? Today, I just want to start by a moment of silence. Yeah, I would like to send condolences to the family of a great legend, a great musician, Ntate Sole Moholo. This man passed away last week, I think on Wednesday. So may his soul rest in peace, and condolences to his family and his loved ones, everyone who's touched by this family. I pray that God gives you strength to heal in these trying times and to be able to take him to his last place of rest in a peaceful way. And everyone in South Africa is currently celebrating this legend. So for me, if someone were to ask me, what would you remember Ntate Moholo for? What can you say about this man? With one word, I'll say a genius. This man was a great genius. His impact, his contribution into the South African entertainment industry was noticed, because at some point back in the years, I think around 2005, or I'm not sure about the exact year, he released an album that was very powerful, which was there was a song of the year in that album. So he was so amazing. A lot of us, we were raised by his music. I remember as a kid in my father's car, I would hear a lot of Moholo. I'll hear Lundi. I'll hear people like Dolly Parton, like a lot of great artists of those times. And it was great, like listening to these guys. So they really impacted our society in an amazing way. So in the Sioni gospel, which is a sub-genre in the gospel music, he also had a very huge impact alongside the late Oleseng Shuping. These people, like for some of us and even some people across the country right now, they mistake these people. Like when you say Solomon, others think Oleseng, Solomon. They had a very huge impact. So we really need to appreciate their lives even when they are no more. So when I say this, when I'm saying this guy is a great legend, there is controversial news that are out there, that in all these songs that we love Moholo for, the amazing songs. There's this song, Kalitati, Lakala Ufelo. Like people will tell you that he is not the one singing in those songs. I think even the artists themselves, the people who were singing in the songs, they went out there to declare that they are the ones who are singing in those songs, the songs that were national songs, the songs that healed a lot of people, but we only knew that it was Solomon Kante. There was people singing in the background. Here is a catch. I think this man was a great producer. He was a genius. He was very, very smart, because you couldn't even tell, because he would mimic those voices when he was shooting music videos and performing. And he was able to market those songs in a proper way. And I think he's the one who produced those songs. Apparently, he's the one who wrote the songs as well. So I think he was a great a genius, a great producer. Why am I saying this? Because, yeah, these guys are saying that they are the ones who were singing there. Now they are artists using their own names on their own. But I think they haven't, I'm not judging their success in the music industry, but then looking on what Solomon brand achieved. These people with their own names, they didn't even do half of what the Solomon brand did with their voices. They now make music with their own names, with the same voices, but they are not really known like the way Solomon was known. It shows like the collaboration was really amazing. Personally, I think they should have just continued with how they were doing it. Maybe unless they had a problem with money. You know, money is always a problem. Maybe they were not getting paid properly, and then they had to move away, or they just wanted to make sure that they are noticed for their voices. And then I won't go too deep into those politics, but then all I was saying is that Ntate Solomon was a great legend, was a genius, and he was very smart. He was a great producer, because he produced the artists like Winnie Mashaba. She really appreciates him, and even when he was still alive, she would always say that this man made me who I am. played a very huge role in my life. That's one thing that I've noticed from her, because as she was growing, becoming an artist, I think her mom was the one who called Tate Moholo to come and groom her child, which was Dr. Winnie Mashaba, while she was still very young. And Tate Moholo groomed her, and she is what she is today because people like Moholo did something about her life. Even yourself, wherever you are, as an artist, as someone who's different industries, I think it's important to not gatekeep. If you have wisdom, share with the young ones, because they will become greater people of tomorrow. Now there's controversial news on the social media. Like, people are saying that why, and I think I'm one of those people, Bowering, why as a society do we romanticize funerals so much? I think about a couple of weeks ago, we received the news that the late Moholo was performing in Botswana, whereby he collapsed on stage because of brain issues. He was taken to the hospital, and when he got there, they wanted about 700,000 to do a surgery on his brain so that he can be all right. The news were out there on the news, on social media platforms, even on this podcast. We spoke about it on episode number 20. I was with Pelrose when we addressed this issue, and we were pleading with society that let's try and donate and make a difference to this man and try to save his life. During that time, he didn't trend that much. Yes, people spoke about it. But right now, he is normal. He is trending. They are talking about him everywhere. You open your TikTok, you open television, they're talking about him. You are on Twitter, they're talking about him. Facebook, everywhere. So I think as a society, if we can try to give support to our artists, to our legends, to the people who have a positive impact on our society while they are still alive. Even people in our families, like people who are not celebrating stuff, people close to you. I think it's very important to be there for those people while they are still alive. I know that this thing, we always talk about it every day when someone is dead, more especially a celebrity. At the memorial service, you will hear people saying, "Hey, we failed him. He was a legend. He had a huge impact on our society. The government should have supported. Artists should have supported." But what are we doing while they're still alive? What is our role in ensuring that these people receive proper support while they are still alive? Because I think the way a person trained when they are no more, if as soon as the news broke that this man was admitted, at least there was something, he was admitted at hospital for a brain issue. And if it trended like now, I think maybe someone somewhere would have donated. So how we use our social media platforms, how we talk about things on these platforms, it's very important. So it can make a difference. Because right now, if someone, an artist or a YouTuber or a podcaster or whatever, they were about to die today, I can tell you, you'll go on their platforms, you will see the views increasing. The views on their music will increase. They will start receiving even more followers. Why are you still following them? That's something that is, it's really sad. Like, the engagement about that person start going even higher. But they will have a moment, a special moment where they achieved something. Like, people will ignore that. When when we received the news about Moholo that he is in hospital, and there was a movement that was asking for donation, his family was asking for donations. Some people would be like, these celebrities, they are big. They always ask for money when they are in trouble. But I think our part as a society, what we can do is to ensure that we give support to artists while they are still alive, even fellow artists, even people in the arts and sports department, sports and arts and culture department. There should be more workshops to educate these artists on how to save money. Because like some people, they'll be like, no, we're not entitled to donate. And others will be like, these people were making millions, were making a lot of money, they misused it. And now that money that they were getting for bookings, if they used it wisely, if they invested in medical aids, medical insurance, and what so not, we wouldn't be talking about what we are talking about today. So it's very important that the kind of support that we give to artists is to offer them information while they are still alive, for them to be able to save money, for them to be able to invest for their health in times of unexpected situation. So I don't know, what do you think about this whole thing? But then I would read in the comment section what you guys think about this whole thing. So this entire issue of Ntate Solomogolo made me to want to talk about fame today, to talk about celebrity, to talk about popularity. A lot of people want to be famous. And now it's very simple to be famous, because you just take your cell phone, you go on TikTok, you post a video, and then boom, you are a celebrity. You post whatever content that you're doing on social media platforms. If people love it, you're definitely going to be famous. A lot of people will know you when you go wherever you go. People will be talking about you. People will want to take pictures with you. It's such a beautiful thing. So now I want us to talk about fame. What is fame? I think it is very clear. When a person is well known, they are famous. So what are the advantages of being famous? I want us to start there. I think that the first advantage, I would say, for beginners, people like me, I'm an artist, I'm a gospel artist, I'm a podcaster. There are people who do know me from social media platforms, from television. We have a music video that is on Trace Gospel on Dumisa TV. I've been on SABC. I've been on Tobela FM Gospel Star Search. I'm the winner of that competition. So I'm known by people who don't know me. I am known by some people that I don't know, So that makes me a mini celebrity. I haven't reached that stage of like being famous. But I would say, like, being at a place like this other day, last week, I think, I was at the Dome. We buy cars. I was just there walking around, viewing cars. Like, I'm far from home. I don't expect someone to identify me. So, like, this young boy, he was walking with his uncle, and he saw me, and he was like, "Uncle, ke grot money la go pela yele." And then the uncle approached me. They came to me. This boy was really happy to see me. And like, his uncle tells me that he's the one who saw you, and he's telling me that "Ela ke grotman, ela ya go opela." Like, the boy, I had a conversation with the boy and the uncle. They both know me. And from a point of they love what I'm doing. They are fans of my work. And it's so beautiful. You get to enjoy it. I think it's a benefit. I think it's an advantage at the beginning. It makes you feel good about yourself. I don't want to lie. And sometimes, for me, it happens once in a while. Maybe I'm in a store, and I always feel good about it when I'm far from home. Like, Like I'm in Gauteng, I'm in a store, and someone's like, I think I know you from somewhere. Huh? Are you not the one who's singing Kokota? The other one was reminding me about the song Kokota. It's the first single that we released when I entered the music industry. So like you get to enjoy these things. When people ask pictures, I think it's an advantage when you are still new in the game. But as soon as I'm going to talk about the disadvantage, you will see where the problem comes. Here's another advantage of being a well-known person. And this one is a really, really massive. And I think if a lot of artists, a lot of celebrities, a lot of well-known people, if they can use this thing to their advantage, we will have less problems about artists going broke. When you are a famous person, it is possible for you to start anything. Let's say people love you for singing. You are a great gospel singer or amapiano singer or lekompo artist or whatever artist that you are, or you are an actor on television. People love you for that. But now if you start selling this pen and brand it Mashao Sidibeng, people can buy this thing just because Kia Mashao Sidibeng. Because they love you. They support what you do. So those are the great things. Those are the great advantages that comes from being a famous person. You can do whatever that you want to do. Look at brands. Whenever brands are advertising their products, they always use celebrities. Ask yourself why. Now an alcohol want to do an advert, an alcohol brand. If they want to do an advert, they're going to take those actors, they're going to take those musicians and put them in that advert. They know very well that you love these people. You're going to buy that Heineken simply because you saw a celebrity that you love drinking that Heineken. So there's a catch there. So it means you are a brand. As an artist, as a famous person, you can use that to your own advantage. You can start your own brand and become very, very successful. So I have an example. I think one or two. I'll just give one or two examples of the artists that really inspires me, that are using their fame in a proper way. Let me talk about Cornet Mamabolo. I think a lot of people know him by Tibos on Skim Sam. That guy really inspires me a lot. And I wish that one day I get to chill with him and talk about great things that he's doing and his impact on our society. That guy deserves his flowers while he's still alive. Cornet Mamabolo, as an actor, he did a lot of things. He started Cornet M Foundation, and he had a huge impact in our society, whereby they go to schools, they motivate kids, and he started building libraries, of which the first one was opened at Maripatekung. I remember I went there on the opening of that library. So he used his fame, he used his influence as an artist to impact people's lives in our society. He was able to start a business, a financial business, a financial business, Digny. I think it gives you your funeral covers, your insurance, and what's or not. You can check it out, Digny. So he took advantage that people know me. I can start this kind of business and this kind of business, and now people support him. The greatest thing that he did, he started his own resort at Ramolepo Maripatekung. Like he went home to start a whole resort, Mabudibane Resort. He started a resort. The name of that resort is Mabudibane Resort. I've never been there yet, and I believe that I'm definitely gonna be there. He's a great inspiration to a lot of young people in our society. And I think young artists, young actors, young people who are influencers right now, they can be able to learn a lot from people like Cornet Mamabolo. And I believe that there are more people in our society who are famous, who are artists, and they're doing a lot of businesses. You can look at Cassper, like he get into any industry just to make money. That's where you become a millionaire. That's where you start to have financial security as an artist. Because just being an actor on TV, you'll get a salary or whatever, however they pay you, it's not enough. For being a singer only, you get money for bookings. Sometimes you feel like it's a lot of money, but it's not guaranteed. What if we have another COVID? What are you going to do? I think COVID should be a lesson to a lot of artists, to a lot of people in the entertainment industry and even in different industries. You must be able to make different streams of income for you to survive. Even if you are a teacher, you cannot just focus on teaching only. You can sing, you can sell forever living, you can do whatever, you can sell perfumes. So now I'm talking about the advantages of being a famous person. You can use your brand to market your own businesses. Now let me talk about this great individual, MacGyver Mukwebo, MacG. MacG, I think he's a great inspiration to many. Like for people who have faced setbacks, you can be able to learn a lot from MacG. Like imagine from being fired from radios to owning the biggest platform, to owning the biggest podcast in Africa. That is amazing. That is really, really amazing. And it is worth celebrating. So as I'm talking about how people can use their fame, on how people can use their influence to benefit themselves, look at MacG. He started his podcast and brands were advertising on his platform. Then he will say controversial things like we all know him. And then those brands will pull out. Now he's facing like a serious financial problem because maybe he had plans about the finances from whatever brand that was on his show. So he thought very smart. He started using his own platform to market his own brand. He started an alcohol brand, Granger Gin, and he is advertising it on his own platform. Now he even started a Chiller's Punch. Now they are hosting events. What do they use to do marketing? Their own platform. So it shows that as a celebrity, as a famous person, as a person of influence, you have so much power that you can use to your own advantage, that you can use to become successful in so many ways. Like now, he's releasing a book, I think this month, Uncancelable. It's another means of income that in that book he's talking about the experiences of his own life. Now we are interested as podcasters. We are interested to buy that book and read and learn. What did he do? He used this thing, his mind, to keep on maximizing means of income. So you are a famous person. People know you for singing. People know you for dancing. And that's the only thing that you do. But brands want to use you to market their product. They are very smart and they can throw you away at any time. They come here, they say, let's do this promotion. You advertise that alcohol brand. You advertise that snack or whatever juice. Then the next thing, they are moving. They've got what they wanted. What are you remained with? Money. And I don't think money as cash or money in the bank, it's not that valuable as money in terms of assets. And now we have intellectual assets. A podcast is an asset. You cannot touch it, but is an asset. You can start many things that you cannot be able to see with your own eyes or touch them, but they are very valuable. You can start brands, like literal brands. You can start a juice brand. You can start a clothing brand using what people know you for. It's going to help you to have more streams of income. So I think a lot of people can get inspiration from MacGyver, from MacG. Like right now, he's really, really uncancelable. He can now be independent and say whatever he wants to say and do whatever that he wants to do, because he's gaining independence by using his platform to market his own products, using his own platform to host his own events, and people come in numbers. They did history where they filled up Sunbed Arena. So shout out to MacG and Saul, Coast Lady, and the entire team. They're doing an amazing work, and I think they are they are a great inspiration to a lot of us who are entering this space of podcasting, because they paved the way for us. So for us to do now is to learn and keep on moving. Those are the advantages of being a famous person, of being a popular person. You can use that to do a lot of things. You can use that to change people's lives. So how do you use fame as a famous person, or as someone who wants to become famous? What is it that you want to achieve as soon as you have achieved that goal of being a famous person? Ask yourself that. Because a lot of people just enjoy when people recognize them at the malls, asking for pictures. And when they get to events, they are treated as VIPs, and they receive that money for brands that that money only comes once. It doesn't comes like, then you take that money, you buy your Gucci's, you buy your beautiful cars, you stay at expensive places where you even pay rent. Then we are surprised after years, and then you are broke. They say you are in a hospital, we have to donate. That's why some people are saying like vile things, like sad things, like things that can make you cringe, because they've seen you chowing that money. Look at soccer players. They drive expensive cars, staying at expensive neighborhoods. And the next thing, he's on the street asking for money. Kanjani, you were a well-known player in South Africa. You could have started anything at your peak. One last thing that I understand is that as an artist, you can be like, I'm only given, like my talent is in the art. I can only sing, or I can only act, or I can only play soccer. I'm not good when it comes to business. What do you mean when you say I must find other ways to make money? You know, I saw this video on Instagram. This person was saying that, how can you ask God for a sustainable income? How can you ask money from God? When we pray, we're asking God to give us sustainable income. We're asking money from God. God cannot just send you physical money into your bank account, or when you wake up, you see a bag full with money. So I would advise you, from what I learned from that video, that person was saying that when you pray, you must ask for wisdom from God. You must ask God to give you ideas that can become services to people. So when you render services to people, that's when you're making money. So as an artist, as a soccer player, or a famous person, you're only having a talent for that thing, ne? And it is making you money, but you need to make other streams of income. Just kneel down, or however you pray, ask the Lord to give you wisdom, to give you great ideas. Ideas that can be services that you can render to people, and you will make more money. When you ask, you shall be given. Kokota, o tla bulelwa. Kgopela, o tla fiwa. Matthew 7, verse 7. Just read that scripture. And while you are busy doing other things, ask wisdom from the Lord to guide you on what you can do so that you can maximize your streams of income. So what are the disadvantages of being a famous person, of being a well-known person, of being a celebrity? The first one, there's this time in your life, maybe you're going through challenges, or it's not because you're going through challenges. You just need your alone time. I usually do this. I'll drive to a mall and walk around the mall. After that, I'm feeling better. Or I just take a walk from my place, leave my phone behind, and just walk for a very long distance. Sometimes you're walking where cars are passing, or you're walking in town, or you're walking in your neighborhood. But let's say you are Trevor Noah. You are someone who's well known in the country or in the world. Whenever people see you, they want pictures. You cannot even enjoy lunch at MacG Bean or at McDonald's or whatever restaurant with a friend or with your family without someone coming to interrupt you, asking for a picture, without anyone coming to you and saying things that you are doing on TV or on social media platforms. I think that is a downside of being a well-known person, of being a famous person. Hence, I said, when it is still new, you are still new in this game, you're going to enjoy it when people ask for pictures, when people recognize you in places, it's still nice. But as soon as it gets severe, as soon as you are really, really famous, as soon as you don't have to introduce yourself when you get into places, that's where you start to encounter challenges. When you go to church, they now force you to be at a designated space, because if you are there in the crowd, people are going to lose control. Everyone will want to talk to you. People will want pictures. Now you are controlled. Like, you can no longer live as you wish. You can no longer do things like you used to do back in the days. So those are some of the disadvantages. But I think you need to ask for wisdom from God on how to handle it. And you'll be able to survive and talk to people who have been famous for a long time. And don't let it discourage you from now going to the public. How to handle it when you come across such problems. Now people have expectations from you. When you are a celebrity, you are a well-known person, people now get into your business. They expect you to live in a certain way. They expect you to live at a certain place. They expect you to drive a certain kind of a car. I remember on some podcasts, they were talking about some piano artist that he bought a Polo Classic or a Polo player, like an old Polo. They were like, he's not worth driving that kind of a Polo. You see, now there are standards. The society is setting standards for you. What are you going to do? You're going to end up living beyond your means. You're going to buy an expensive car simply because people know you, simply because you are a famous person. So when you get to places, you want them to see, or I'm the Mashao, I'm the celebrity. And then you end up living beyond your means because of society's expectations. Last week, there was the only busy on social media about Cassper and his baby mama, and Cassper cheating on his wife, and marrying that side chick and what's or not. I don't really wanna share my view in that. I had a conversation, a debate with Pelrose about it. I wish we had a weekly episode with a co-host. It was gonna be nice to share my views with someone who has a different view from mine. You'll be able to understand my view. But why am I bringing that issue here now? Because he is Cassper Nyovest, there is expectations from society that he must be able to live in a certain way. He must be able to handle his family in a particular way. And a lot of ordinary people are doing crazier things than what he did, but no one will talk about it. Why? Because they are not famous. So these are the consequences of being a famous person. Now, even your personal issues, people get to address them on social media platforms. People get to have views on how he could have supported his baby mama. We don't know if he was the one paying the bills. We don't know if he was visiting the baby mama. And we don't know how often he was visiting his child at hospital. Only the two of them know about that. But we have our views. And now he loved someone, he married that person. We don't know what made them meet. We don't know why he married her. And then, but as a society, now we are judging, or he cannot marry a side chick and what's or not. But I'm all saying this because I'm talking about the disadvantages of being a famous person. People get into your business. People will even decide for you on how to spend your money. They will be like, hey, this person is wasting money, or this person is doing what. He could have used that money to do what. Being a famous person, it's very tricky. Like I saw I saw an article at Times Live. I think they were talking about Winnie Mashaba. She went to visit the late Moholo's family. I think she used a private plane, which landed at the Wanda Boom. Now people are commenting and saying that she's showing off because she posted herself in that plane going to visit Moholo's family. They be like, she could have used that plane to go and visit him in hospital. They are saying things like, she's showing off for social media and what's or not. But ningena pinina. That's a mode of transport, like a taxi. And with the public, I know very well. Let's say she used the public transport. She didn't have a car. She didn't have access to that plane. People were still going to judge her and be like, she's in a taxi. She doesn't have money, things like that. So as a well-known person, whatever you do, people are going to talk. I think those are the consequences of being a well-known person. You have to deal with the public in your personal matters. Because she went there to visit Moholo's family on her personal capacity. And she used whatever mode of transport she wanted to use. Whether she visited him when he was sick or not, we don't know. But now the public want to have an opinion in her life, an opinion in her finances, that she should have saved Ntate Solemogolo. It's tricky being a well-known person, but as we grow, we learn. So if you want to be a celebrity, you want to be a well-known person, be prepared for these challenges. Don't just say, hey, I want to be an artist, I want to be a singer, I want to be what. You are going to encounter challenges. Remember, I'm just saying all this. I'm not even sharing my views about the Cassper Nyovest's matter, about Winnie Mashaba's matter. I'm just talking about the consequences of being a well-known person. I can give so many examples. Like think people people like Mihlali, what she did. We were talking about it the other day with Pearl Rose on this show. And a lot of girls are doing more than what she did, but their issues will not be addressed by the whole country because they are not famous. So there are a lot of consequences. There are a lot of challenges of being a well-known person. So in conclusion, I'll just give a simple advice to all the artists out there, to all the celebrities out there, to all the well-known people out there, and people who want to be famous, people who want to venture into careers that are going to make you a well-known person in society. I think you need to pray. That's the first step. You need to invite God in your journey so that God can give you wisdom to be able to address challenges that you come across in whatever industry that you are in, because you're going to encounter a lot of challenges, because artists, the celebrities, people who are well known, those are very important people of our society because they are influential. So there's a lot on your name. And I think when you've asked wisdom from the Lord, you'll be able to make right decisions about your brand, about who you are. And God will help you to prepare your family, because sometimes, imagine now, people are talking about Cassper, his baby mama, and their son. Now that boy, when he grows up, he's going to see these things on social media. Imagine going to see people talking about your mom and dad issues on YouTube, on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Like, this thing can have an impact on that child's mental health. Being a famous person has impact on the people around you, because people on social media are very heartless. They will say crazy things, they will say bad things. They forget that you have parents, you have children, you have a wife or a husband, you have your siblings, you have people who love you, people who care for you. So when they say those things, they are not only going to hurt you as an artist or you as an individual, they're going to even hurt those around you, those who love you. So it's very important that when you get into these industries, you understand the consequences, you understand what you are getting to, and you pray for wisdom from God to guide you to do it in an appropriate manner, in a good way that will not end up taking you to mental health institution, that will not end up making you taking your life. And last advice, I would encourage all famous people, all celebrities, all well-known people to realize that you are influential. So the things that you do, they have a huge impact on our society. So when you live in your life, if you showcase more of the greater things about you, you are making the world a better place. We don't expect you to be perfect and stuff, but then you can try to live a better life. Wherever you have your faults, your weaknesses, just try to hide them. And even when people see, you take responsibility. I didn't listen to Casper's apology, but from watching his podcast at Wisdom and Wellness, I think he's someone who took responsibility. And when he apologized, people analyzed it in their own way. But I think it's someone who took responsibility. Take responsibility of your actions and encourage the young ones about the good things. Even if you know that you are struggling with a bad habit, you can be open to your followers. You can be open to the young ones who are looking up to you that, guys, this is not good. Although I'm struggling with it, I don't encourage you to get into something like this. I hope it changes your life, and I hope by the time you become a famous person, you're going to apply my advices. And I hope famous people will tune in here and be able to learn. So thank you guys for tuning in on my podcast. We keep on moving, and we're still looking forward to have great guests on our show. It's just that it's tricky, guys. We need money. It's very expensive. It's very expensive to host interviews. But by the grace of our Lord God, we're going to do it. This platform will impact your life, motivate you, inspire you, and encourage you to do better in your life. But for now, until we meet again, may God bless you. Danko.